been quite a while since I put out a video. I think almost a year. Please forgive me. Still working out some kinks, but at least I'm coming back with something that is really fire. Well, no pun intended. But what I want to say is this is not 9/11. Yes, I can understand why everybody would think this is 9/11 because as soon as they see this picture, they think, oh, well, two towers and terrorists. So you automatically assume, well, this has to be 9/11, right? Well, what I'm trying to understand, like, what gives people the idea outside the towers and outside the explosion? I mean, towers, outside the two buildings, I should say. I don't want to give anybody the implication that we're trying to say this is Twin Towers. But, so like I said, everybody looks at this and automatically assumes that, yes, this is 9/11. And I can understand why this would be the case, especially when this happened in, like, the early 2000s. And the game came out in, like, the late 80s into the early 90s. So, yeah, understandably so. But let's get to it. So we're going to start with the big picture first. We're going to have to flip this over. And when we flip it over, we get this whole character devil looking figure right here. As you can see, you got the eyes, big ass nose, and then you have the two devil horns on his head. Well, I haven't been able to figure out what this thing is completely, but I can tell you for sure that it's definitely a figure. And like I said, this is not 9/11. We need to scratch that shit out of our minds. So when you zoom in and you see that his eyes are particularly looking at something. So when you go over, you get the numbers 1111. Now you're probably wondering, okay, well, this guy might be capping. How is this possible? Well, like our other figures that I've used to break down in my other videos, it was the same thing. We always had eyes or an arrow pointing towards a specific date or numbers. So his eyes looking directly at that 1111. Now, when we flip it over, this is what we get. Now, let me zoom out. Now, like I said, when we flip it over to this other side, now you see your 1111s right here. You have your 1, 1, 1, 1, 11, 11. Now, again, you have your 1111 right here, your 1111 right there. This is definitive proof. There's no arguing this. For me, I feel like it's not 9/11. I don't care what nobody believes. I don't give a damn if you try to comment arguing it down, because there's no way you're going to convince me that this is not something else. And there's no fucking planes in this fucking picture. All it says is terrorist nuke in two buildings. Another thing I want to point out is this right here, this whole figurine. This is actually going to be the atomic monster. You're probably wondering what the hell that even means. But this is a whole ass Godzilla dinosaur looking figure. You have to really look with your eyes. But let me show you guys. This atomic monster, the way his head and horns are built, is this thing right here, Terrorist Nuke. How do you tie in Terrorist Nuke and atomic monster? Well, nuclear atomic bomb. Let's be realistic here. And I already broke down this card, and this is 1111 here too. You got your 11s, and then you got your 11 right over there. You have your 1111. Again, this is not an explosion. This is the dinosaur. Well, it's an explosion, but it's in the figure of that same fucking creature with the same colored red. Well, I could be reaching that, but yeah. So this is it. If you guys want to say this is 9/11, then hey, that's on you. But we know for a fact that this shit is definitely something else, and it's definitely pointing to 11/11. Boom, boom. All right. See you guys in the next video. Like I said, I'm not going back and forth with nobody in no comment section about this being a 9/11. I decode these cards, and I know for sure this is not 9/11, bro. This is them setting up a mini nuclear war to depopulate the planet so they can put forth their new world order agenda, starting with this depopulation plan right here. From what I've looked at, I can tell you right now that this is probably going to hit California, most likely San Francisco. That's my biggest guess. Or if they do set off a nuke, it might be on the coast of New York. I have no idea. But just keep your eyes open for the rest of the year, because this might be the year they set this shit off.